kind of hard to talk after these stories. At least it is for me, but this is something we have to get done. We have to know these stories, we have to know these families, because you can't possibly go forward unless you know what you're talking about. And visit the websites. They're full of information, and they'll give you the tools that you need to spread the message. The next family we'll be hearing from is Master Sergeant John Hatleys' family. John and two other soldiers who we've heard from already, Sergeant Michael Leahy and Sergeant First Class Joseph Mayo, were charged with murdering 4 Iraqi detainees on one of their missions at the end of March 2007. The 4 men these soldiers were convicted of murdering were never identified by name, nor were their bodies found. There was also no ballistics or forensic evidence found to support the men were even killed. Sergeant Leahy, Master Sergeant John Hatleys were found guilty of premeditated murder and conspiracy to commit murder. Sergeant First Class Mayo pled and was found guilty of premeditated murder and conspiracy to commit murder. Master Sergeant John Hatleys was given an automatic life sentence, which was reduced to 40 years. He has served multiple deployments to Iraq, Kuwait, and Kosovo. He received his Ranger tab and was awarded 2 Bronze Stars. Master Sergeant Hatleys is not eligible for a clemency hearing until 2016 due to the length of his sentence. I mean, that's just stunning. And speaking on behalf of the family is Jake? Yep. Richard Jacobs, but we call him Jake.
Good afternoon. Very proud, very honored to be able to speak on behalf of John Hatleys this afternoon. A little bit of irony here. Just north of here, on the 8Leavenworth Army base, is a cemetery, and just to the east of us here is the National Cemetery, very famous. And I will guarantee you that there are fewer people in that cemetery just because of John Hatleys and these other 9 that we're talking about today. I met John in Germany in 2006. John served with the 18th Infantry in Iraq and also in Kosovo. I served with the 18th Infantry in Vietnam, which automatically makes us brothers. We're not blood relation, but we are brothers. And I would definitely be proud to call him my son. Now, Renee, my wife, and my daughter Victoria, we visit John occasionally. We try to make it over there every 2 weeks to Leavenworth Prison. And it's inspiring to be in his presence because he maintains his professionalism, his honor, and his integrity. And he never ever says a disparaging word about any of the people who put him there or any of the people who failed to come to his defense when they court-martialed him. That's just the kind of guy he is. He was convicted because of the politics involved, the rules of engagement, and also the SOPs. And he calls SOPs the stupid operating procedures instead of standard operating procedures. In 2008, before John was court-martialed, he had made the Sergeant's Major list. That's the kind of guy he is. After 19 and a half years in the Army, he was on the accelerated list to be a Sergeant Major. I'm not going to make any comments about the trial because the appeal is still ongoing. That's pretty well been covered already. I do have to take notes and write these down because over the years the combination of Agent Orange, alcohol, and sunlight have kind of affected my memory. John has so many awards. The time that I was given to speak, I don't have time to read all the awards off or the citations that he's gotten. But the Army holds him right up there with the likes of Audie Murphy, and he has been inducted into the Order of St. Maurice, who is the patron saint of the infantry. You can't help but love the guy whenever you're around him, and we are so fortunate to be able to visit him. And I can't say any more than has already been said about all these fine young warriors, and that's what they are. They're all warriors, and we're all better off for having known them, and we'll be joined with them again. Do you want anything, Vic? My daughter, Victoria.
Hi, I've personally been in the presence of John Hatley, and his optimism and his attitude during this whole process is just so inspiring to a young college student who deals with men whose biggest problem is getting on Call of Duty and video games. I would say to all of you here, thank you so much for coming out and supporting an amazing cause. And all I can say to those who aren't with us today, if you think our bikes are loud, you should hear our voices.
I just want to say that knowing John has really been a privilege, and that I know if his wife Kim were here that she would thank all of you for coming out and supporting, and hopefully this will come to an end soon. Thank you.
One more thing, quick. I talked with John's mother, Mrs. Hatley. They live down in Groesbeck, Texas, and I talked with her yesterday and asked if there's anything that I could say on her behalf to all of you out there, and she said, well, John has always been a protector. He's promised from an early age, when he was a young man, he promised that he would always protect his dad and me and his country, and he's doing a pretty damn good job of it. Thank you.